Today, we're going to discuss what it means to be a woman of destiny. How many people here want to be a woman of destiny? Or you think you already are? We're not here to talk to you. That's why we have an interactive session. There's going to be an interactive session, a time of worship, then the word, and then a time of intense prayer. So you don't want to miss any part of today's meeting. And you'll be surprised how God is going to meet you. I promise you, you have never been at a meeting like this before. And it's not a cliche. When I was leaving to come to Port Harcourt, a young boy sent me a message on Facebook. By the way, I'm not on Facebook. Oh. If you see me on Facebook, it's not really me. It's the staff that are there. If you want to meet me, it is at Olajumoke Adenowo on Twitter. Because, you know, we don't talk long on Twitter. 160 characters or less. I don't have time to be talking long story. Facebook. So he was saying 11 years ago. Are you still with me? Yeah. 11 years ago. He was at an awesome youth summit, because we have youth summits. And somebody had just come to preach to him in Ajegunle. You know where Ajegunle is? Where is the Ajegunle of Port Harcourt? Don't be ashamed if that's where Diop. Gudu. He was sharp from all those areas. And they came to speak to him and gave his life to Christ. Then he came for, maybe he didn't really give the life finish, he learnt it. So he came to the program that day, and it was held at the Museum Center. Beautiful. Like at the arena, give yourselves a hand. This arena, you are trying. You can't clap in Port Harcourt. Those who came from Lagos, clap for them. Sorry, I think an awesome treasure, right, is a woman who, we don't form past worship. We don't form past prayer. We don't form past worshiping God to your makeup runs. You understand what I'm saying? So when an awesome treasure is crying in worship, it's expensive tears. Mascara of 20,000, foundation of 30,000, lipstick of 40K, and we cry everything before the God who gave us the ability to be able to put all of it on. Many are dead, but look at us. Many are downcast, but we have a hope. We don't form before our God. We don't form with our sisters. You know, because we believe that every woman is an awesome treasure. Every youth is an awesome treasure. Wherever you are today, this is today. Do I know the future? When you hear testimonies, people will tell you that was now, but this is, that was then, but this is now. And they don't label where you're coming from on your head. Do you understand? So am I getting applause for the Lord God who made it possible for today? Or am I not getting it? You know, because I want to feel you. If not, I'll move into the crowd. I'll begin to call your name. You won't like that. Thank you, thank you. You will warm up. We'll get there. We'll get there.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Sit down. Port Harcourt people. That one is clapping, so it's for Sister Ime, it's not for me. Talk less of God. And the man said, the young man said, when he got into the hall, he saw how things were done so excellently. And he saw that, so there's life outside of Ajegunle. I would like to be like this. Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah. So he said, I came up and I said, and it shall come to pass that the mountain of the house of the Lord shall be, you know, exalted above all mountains and above all hills, and all nations shall flow unto it. And he said, as I said it, he kept hitting him. He kept hitting him. And when the altar call was given, he came out and gave his life to Christ and said, truly, if I'm sent of God, he wanted to make it into the university. And it was 14, and this was 2003. So he went back home, asked his mom, is this scripture in the Bible? She said, look for it. So he looked until he found it. He ended up being a houseboy in Onitsha. And he said, one day in Onitsha market, he heard one of my messages. I didn't know my message could get to Onitsha market. That's why you should do what God tells you to do anyway, without asking how many people will come in Port Harcourt. In Lagos, we have thousands. But here in Port Harcourt, I'm ready to come for 50 people. Yeah, because God said come. And I don't know which one of those special 50 women, if they were 50, will be the person that will change the face of this city. Do you get it? So you are precious in the eyes of God. Don't look around, is there anybody seated next to me or not? That is inconsequential. The meeting is for who? You. So, he said I was teaching about communion. Every time he's in trouble again, or, you know, he will break bread. He said, let the God of Jumoke come through for me. And thus he did. And said, anytime he does that, God came through for him. And that he's writing me today from Nasarawa State, because he has finished, he's doing his youth service. He has graduated electrical and computer engineering from Anambra State University. And he's so grateful to God that I'm on Facebook. And he is able to reach me. So I don't know what your dream is today, but I know that either through this interactive session, or through the word, through the worship, through the documentary, one way or the other, God is going to meet you. If you believe God is going to meet you, say to yourself, God is going to meet me.
God is going to meet me.
As for me, I don't just go to any meeting anyhow when I can be doing something more profitable. So you must make sure that you get something out of today's meeting. Let me start with my sister from another mother, Sister Josephine. I've used hand sanitizer. Can I touch you?
Oh, yes, anytime.
What is a woman of destiny? Who is she?
A woman of destiny is the person or is that lady who have realized that God has designed her for a purpose. That she was created for a purpose. She has an assignment to fulfill here on earth. That she's not just existing. She's that person who have come to know. Now, this could be either a Christian or not Christian. Because we've had a lot of women in the past who actually did great things that today we are all benefiting from. Earlier this morning, I shared with some of my sisters in House of the Rock. I told them about Mrs. Fumi Ransom Kuti. I also told them about Sawaba Gambo. I also told them about Amina, Queen Amina, and also told them about other women. Now, some of these women were not Christians, they were not born again, but they realized or they discovered their purpose. And because of that, they were focused, they were relentless, they were dedicated to that purpose, to that assignment, and they left their marks behind. Whether in business, whether in ministry, whether in leadership, in anywhere, wherever sector, wherever you found yourself, the woman of destiny is that person that makes and creates impact and leave a legacy. Thank you.
Okay, let's give her a hand for that. Very well delivered. And my beautiful sister, my friend's daughter, can you tell me what a woman of destiny is, briefly?
For me, a woman of destiny, I had to first of all look up what is destiny.
Good.
Destiny is a series of events that happen to a person in the future. That's what destiny is. Now, as a woman of God, what does that mean to me? It means that I should be a Proverbs 31 woman. I think that just describes who a woman of destiny is, because if you look at the characteristics of a Proverbs 31 woman, that's a woman that is working in God's destiny for her. She's achieving things when it comes to business, she's achieving things when it comes to family life. She's also impacting the lives of other people around her, not just her immediate family. So I believe that that is a woman of destiny. Thank you.
I'd like to point out a few things they've said. Sister Josephine said purpose. And she made it clear that it's not all Christian women who know their purpose. And some people who are not Christian, somehow, they have an assignment. We'll come to that later. She has said that destiny is something that happens to you in the future. So that means the woman has a goal. And then she made one statement. She said impact. And she said the impact, it's outside the family. Okay, Sister Mina, you are mic'd.
Now, who is a woman of destiny? We have got the definition of destiny, so I don't need to redefine it, but always remember Proverbs 31 spells out categorically the strategic expectations of a complete woman. Now, you may not be responsible for your birth, but you surely are responsible for your stay. Do you understand what I mean? The way you turn out to be holds a lot as a personal, individual, and environmental responsibility. And when God has positioned you for success, who is he to say you should fall? You understand? It is only you. So now a woman of destiny is one who has decided, who has gone on her knees, who has talked with God and said, Lord, I will remain positioned for success. I did not say position to come second, third, fourth. I said position for what?
Success.
You must, it is either you are successful or you are what? Not successful. There is no middle ground when God has prepared you for greatness. So a woman of destiny is one who is positioned for success. And who is that woman that is positioned for success? One who understands herself psychologically, mentally, physically, socially, makes use of her social networks, identifies her strengths, her weaknesses, the opportunities that exist in her environment, the threats that could damage those opportunities, and goes on her knees and says, before this thing happens, my God will go forth and destroy such a destruction. Do you understand what I mean? So when we are here to talk about that woman of destiny. We are assuming an ideal situation. And the ideal situation is that we are not looking at the negative. I don't know if you understand.
Sister Mina.
May God bless us in Jesus' name.
Yeah.
I don't want to give you.
Okay, oh. I'm not giving her the mic again.
First, we're not assuming the ideal. This is Awesome Treasures Foundation. This is not church. Do we go to church? We do. I go to church. But we're not going to assume the ideal. By the time you are through, that thing that your pastor has said that you don't quite understand, or you say, that is Pastor Joy, doesn't follow me to work on Monday. You will crack it here. You understand? This is a para-church organization where pastors are happy to send their members. You understand what I'm saying? Because we make their work easier for them. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Are you there with me? But we're not going to assume the ideal. You're going to let it all hang out. If there's something, I know I could put bishops here. Now, me myself, I'm an archpopes. But I have not put them here because I want you to talk to women who you can identify with. Do you get it? So you can let us know how it is. If you think that the question you want to ask, you know, you don't want it to be like, you can say, my friend said, or it happened to my friend's cousin. Even if it's something you don't want us to know your friend's cousin is asking, write it down. How then do you discover your purpose? How do you discover your purpose? Because she said, discovering your purpose. Because if I say I should say what it is, you are saying, a woman of destiny is a woman who has discovered her purpose, she has discovered her assignment, and she's deploying it to make an impact in society. Yeah. Isn't that what we're saying? Yeah. Now, how do I now discover my purpose? So as if that's not the main problem we all have.
Purpose. Purpose is that which you have been designed to fulfill or to do. I'll give an example. You see, the purpose of this plant or flower is to do what? To decorate. The purpose of this mic is to do what? To amplify my voice. Now, your purpose is that which from even before you were formed in your mother's womb, God has said this is what you're going to do.
Okay, so I want another perspective. So we're saying that our purpose is our assignment.
Yes.
Right. So, you know I didn't get your name. Iro. So Iro, how do we know our assignment? She has defined it. How do we know? Briefly, our assignment.
First of all, I think there are many ways that you can discover your purpose. And one of the real, like since we're being real, you know, it says in God's presence, my mom's favorite slogan is in God's presence, be real. Life's experiences is one of the ways that you can, aside from, of course, seeking God's face and seeking God's will for your life and all those things, praying and fasting. There are times when you look around yourself, you've been through certain things that just sort of lead you into your destiny. You make your own plans, but then you maybe it's a conversation with somebody or it's somebody else's.
From your own life.
Okay, let me take, for example, when I was in school, I wanted to be a medical doctor. You know, I had planned how it was going to be, how it would go. I would work in WHO, then I would open my own specialist hospital, and then I had so many. I still have those big dreams, so I trust God that they'll come to pass. However, God had a plan for me, my destiny. And I stumbled onto business. I never planned to be a businesswoman. I didn't think I had it in me. I was a science student. I'm just trying to show you that this is me, medical doctor, went to school, pre-med, biology and psychology. And here I am today, selling cosmetics and impacting the lives. I'm sitting here having this conversation. If they had told me 10 years ago that, one day you'll be here talking to young women and young people about being entrepreneurs, business people, women of destiny, I would have been like,
Okay, so Mina, how do you discover, briefly, discover your purpose?
First and foremost, you need to relate with one word, and that word is passion. You cannot give what you don't have. You can never become a doctor if you hate biology, if you hate chemistry, physics, you hate everything science. We are talking real, right? So you need to understand the rudiments of everything, you know, about your future and your plans. You have to understand where your strength lies. I have always loved to write. I mean, the fact that we went through medical school, we did this and that, but there's something about writing that gives me pleasure. You know, think through right now this minute. I wish I had like 5 minutes, but I mean, think through this minute for 1 second. Ask yourself, what is that thing you can do in your sleep? If they wake you up first thing in the morning, what is that thing you can do? I know some of us say talk. You know, I know 2 people here who said their mission is to talk, and it's true. So you ask yourself, because you cannot do something you're not passionate about. If your work is not to some extent which word should I use? Your hobby. I mean, if you understand what I mean. When I mean hobby, it doesn't mean you take it seriously. But if you're not passionate about that task that yields you investments, that returns on your investment, then most likely you have not discovered your purpose. So passion is one thing.
Okay, passion.
So we're saying that your purpose, what you are passionate about, some experiences that you go through, and she says your assignment will show you what your purpose is. In one word, what you hate, what you like. For me, I don't like silly women. I don't like silly women. That's me. I do not like silly women. I don't like women who gossip. I don't like women who are into strife. I don't like women that when we come together, the only thing you can talk about is men, bags, jewelry. I don't have such friends. We've been together in awesome churches for over 15 years. We've never fought once. And I mean it, and they're here. They can say it. There's no strife in our midst. Now, where am I going? You must either hate something or like it. Can I give you an example? Mike Tyson is an angry man, and he likes fighting. So the rest of you pay good money to watch him fight. Either he's paid or not, the man will fight. At the point he gets to fighting, and he uses his teeth when boxing is not enough. So what is that thing, like she said, that, keeps you awake at night, and you have made your hobby instead of maybe your job? So in one word, what you hate, what you like. What do you hate? Martin Luther King hated injustice. What do you hate? Some women hate suffering. They hate seeing orphans languishing. So what then is the place, for instance, of the church in helping us, being women of destiny? What's the place of the church, Sister Josephine?
Well, when we say the church, I'm sure we're not looking at the building, the physical building.
You have to define church for us again, no?
Because
Is
church...
church not the building? People agree with me that church is a building. It's not coming to conclusion, no.
Church is not the building.
Okay, so what is church then? Just
Church.
do what is church and leave us with what is church.
Church is the people who have given their lives to Christ and have made Jesus as their Lord and Savior, and they have allowed themselves to carry the presence of God wherever they go to. That's church, the body of Christ.
Okay, who agrees with that? Who disagrees? There is more to the definition of church that she has not covered.
In my own opinion, I think the role of the church is actually to harness the gifts of God. That is like all of us here. We are like the arm, the head, but we're working towards one goal. So the church is actually working in harmony to achieve a goal, God's goal. That's how I see the church.
If one particular life can transform the whole world, so if the role of the church is also to guide us to that path, mentoring spiritual mentors for our purpose. Thank you.
Beautiful.
Church is not only where we get to show our purpose. You understand? Just like what you are doing here now, you have come to open up the people's eyes, the women's eyes, to understand what purpose, what divine purpose is all about. And what they grab here now, what we are able to take in, we cannot go forth and give it out and showcase what the Lord has really put into us.
So she has said that the church is not the only place where we deploy our purpose. Sister Josephine, do you think we can deploy our purpose, say, in a bank? If I work in a bank, you are mic'd, yes. Maybe you can try.
Oh, yes.
How?
First and foremost,
you can hear her.
We are created, like we said, for a purpose. And that purpose is to bring down or to allow the will of God to be made manifest in our lives or wherever we are. You could be working in the bank. What is God's mind towards your work there?
But the bank is not holy. How do you expect me? Okay, maybe I'm working in the Meridian Hotel. How can I now deploy my purpose? Be thinking because I can call you. How can I deploy my purpose when I'm working in the Meridian Hotel? Maybe at the reception. Think about it too. I've given you a PhD question. How can I deploy my purpose? And I'm going to go to Europe.
I would say that character, everything about the Bible talks about character, moral character. At the reception, you can smile, you can be courteous, you can be helpful. That is you deploying your purpose as a woman of destiny. Just basically exhibiting good moral character.
Please, do you agree with her?
Yes.
She's not handing out tracts at the reception. And you are telling me she's representing God. Is it possible to represent God at the reception in the Meridian, a hotel? A hotel. Remember, it's a hotel. People bring all kinds of people there without handing out tracts. And I am still, you agree? Tell me how.
I agree because I'm a supervisor in an hotel and people just walk into my office and they just say, you're official. There's this thing about you because I carry myself as a child of God, as a servant of God. I have my purpose. And when I'm doing my work, I deploy my work. And the way I talk, some people just ask me, are you a Christian? And when I see Christian people, I welcome them and I make sure they are comfortable. So that's...
We're getting there. We're getting there. She didn't tell me that by the size of the Bible on her desk, people need to ask her, this is a Dix. Are you a Christian? Or you have 5 versions of the Bible. You must be a Christian. Or you hold evening fellowship. I didn't say there's anything wrong with that. So you must be a Christian. Is it possible to deploy your purpose outside the church?
You only discover your purpose in God because He's our creator. And there's no way you can discover your purpose without consulting the person who created you. But then in deploying your purpose, I mean, you could do it anywhere you work. Even like in a hotel, like the other lady said, you know, the way you're in the reception, the way you smile, the way you welcome people, even going the extra mile to do things for people, even in your attitude to work, you know, coming early to work, obeying what your employer says, and all that. So you can actually, you don't have to carry the Bible everywhere. In the way you act, you know, it will even make people ask and wonder, you know, are you a Christian? You don't have to carry your Bible everywhere. Just
fantastic. I'm getting something, and everybody is saying in one word that you should comport yourself in such a way that people will feel that they should ask, are you a Christian? So it's not the way we join a new organization, we announce to everybody, as for me, I am a Christian. And that's the last time anybody knows or even suspects that you can be a Christian. Do the pastors in the hall agree? No, the pastors are quiet. In what spheres of society are Christians needed today? Think very hard in Nigeria. What spheres? Because we have said in one word that our jobs are assignments, right? That means when God sends you to the bank, what you should realize you are doing there is that you are on assignment. You are not there for salary. So who is going to pay you if you are there? Who? God. So that means we work as if we're working for God and not for man. Knowing that when we do what God sent us to do, we will get paid. Which means when we get up in the morning to go to work, we should be asking God, what is my assignment today? Which means that as Christians, we don't have jobs. We have what? Assignments. So the things that annoy other people at work should not annoy us. When they do things in a certain way, we too shouldn't do it in that particular way. So I'm saying, in what spheres of life right now do we need Christians?
In every sphere of life, we need Christians. And if I want to be very specific, even in politics. So you need Christian women in every sphere of life, as simple as that. You know, there's a word that says that dress the way you want to be what? Addressed. You understand? So if you dress with the cloak of the Lord over you, what will people address you as? They will see the light, and the Bible reflects clearly. Tells us you will shine your light. Let what? The world see and do what? Glorify your God who is in heaven. Simple.
Beautiful. So she gave us just one. Another sphere of life where Christians are needed. She said politics, and we all agree.
In the marketplace.
Good.
In the marketplace, I mean businesses, not my one, my two. Businesses, corporate world, in SMEs sector, different sectors. So in the business world, the corporate world, and also in any other aspect of life. Yeah.
Okay, how about entertainment, Nollywood?
Oh, yes.
Do you think we need Christians there? You've talked, if anybody wants to say something about that, can a Christian survive in Hollywood? You think so? I hear they do medicine there. In Asaba, you think so? So we agree that we need Christians in Hollywood. How about education? In fact, let me warn you, if we do not let us go into education, what will happen will be like in Canada. Right now in Canada, they are teaching children that it's right to have a mother and a mother. And a husband, yes, and your daddy can have a husband. Therefore, they've changed, you know the Peter and Jane that we read in school? Now it's Jane and Jane, it's Jane and Janet, it's Peter and Paul, and stuff like that. So they're teaching children from the cradle that it is all right to be gay. And actually, they're moving them towards that. Now, in case you think we don't need Christians in politics, the gays have taken over politics completely in America. Completely. And in Canada, you cannot say a word against the gays. You are the one who is wrong. So, but you find out, you are asking yourself, but there are churches in Canada, what happened? Were they sleeping when it happened? No, they were busy doing church. They were busy not mixing with the world. They were busy having prayer meeting. They were busy having morning meeting, fasting, praying. And the gays were busy placing their people in all the sensitive, that's the word, strategic positions. A woman of destiny understands that there's strategy. And it's a long-term thing. 20 years. Now 2015 is coming. Christians will start running and then they want us to endorse a candidate. Endorse a candidate 1 year to the time. Those who were supposed to be in politics started 20 years ago, from council level to ward level, up and up than that. Structure, they had a long-range plan. Who are you preparing for 2025 is what I want to know. So we're saying these are the spheres of influence: politics, education, culture, entertainment, media. Because the hand that rules that pen rules the mind of everybody. Yes. We never even question what we read. When I was growing up, I thought anything they write in the newspaper is true. It was like Bible. I didn't know that they can write anything. You see what I'm saying? Are there any obstacles to being a woman of destiny?
Sure.
Josephine.
Yes. Definitely, the devil will fight whatever is of God. So there will definitely be challenges, obstacles in your way, but you must be resolute and you must be firm. Especially when you know this is my assignment.
Name
this
one
is
obstacle that you can think of.
men,
What?
tradition, culture.
Men, you say?
Yes.
Please.
Yes.
There are
Your
many, so give every man
men.
his order. You are not an obstacle.
Men, I'm not saying your husband so that you don't go and say you're an obstacle in front of me. No. In the society we live in, based on our cultural beliefs and traditional whatever, women are supposed to be subservient, quote, to the man. And so when they see you coming out aggressively in some areas, they will see you as what? As a threat. So that will be your first obstacle. Now, what I have done in the past and what I still do is to let them understand that we complement each other. That we cannot compete. In fact, I believe in life, we cannot compete in destiny. The thing of destiny is not about competition. I cannot compete with you. We may even be in the same sector, or the same business, or the same company. Our assignments are different. So my essence is to fulfill my assignment. So there definitely will be cultural obstacles, traditional obstacles, religious, even doctrine. I'm sorry to say this, even in the church, there will be. But you have to make up your mind that this is the reason why I'm existing. And I have to fulfill this passionately. You know what Sister Olajumoke is doing, and I'm just laughing inside of me. If you have a destiny and you have an assignment, there is something inside of you that is like fire. You know, Jeremiah said, it's like fire shot up in my bones. You can't just stop. You just want to let it out. And so you see yourself wanting to make sure it's working. And that is how we will approach our destiny, our assignment. If I'm in a place and I see where women are being suppressed or being told to shut up, you see the other side of me. Somebody will say, I thought you were a very quiet woman. Some will even say, I thought you were a woman of God. All right? So we will face obstacles. But when it comes, don't just look back. Don't go back. Because it will surely come.
Fantastic. So I'm going to get one obstacle each that you believe that a woman will face.
I'll say fear.
Fear.
Let's start with fear of the unknown. What if? What if I do this thing? What if it does not work? What will they say? What will they not say? And all of that. How about what does God think? What does God say about my situation? What is God's plan for me? You know, that fear has held a lot of people hostage, has held them in one spot and held them in a place where they are unable to fulfill their destiny or their purpose. not realizing that God has made a provision for you. No matter what is in front of you, God says, you know, there's a verse now that is my mantra. Hebrews 13, verse 5. If you read it in the Amplified Version, you will kneel down, fall on the floor, roll on the floor, and worship God. Because he repeats, I will not. I will not. I will not leave you. I will not forsake you. Neither will I leave you without support. There is no way that you'll be facing any fear. What is fear? God said he will not leave me. I will walk out there. I don't know what my tomorrow brings. You go to bed, you sleep, and you expect you wake up in the morning. It's just an expectation. You make plan. Sister Jumoke, I'll see you tomorrow. Auntie, I'll see you next week. Who told you you're going to wake up in the morning? But God said, I will not leave you. I will not forsake you. You have not fulfilled your destiny. I still have a plan for you, and I will not leave you. So fear, please, anybody that's been held back by, what if does not exist in the Bible. There is no what if there. There's only God's word and Jeremiah 29:11. So please, forget fear and hold on to God. Thank you.
I felt like saying, pass the offering basket. And then, you know, I love you more, Iro. You know why? She said Sister Jumoke, and then she said Auntie. That means she's older. I like it. When they called me mommy at the radio station yesterday, I needed counseling. I called her, ma, please, why did they call me mommy? Then she now said, oh, they call her mommy too. I said, fine. It's a Port Harcourt something. Okay. So what then? One obstacle that women.
Okay, let's get real in terms of moving one step forward from fear. For example, because the Bible has told you don't have the spirit of fear, financial constraints. Some of you may not be afraid, some of you may have the skills, but you don't even have the money to start the business. You understand what I mean? And I wish I could learn some more. Like, you know, you talk about access to credit, access to finance, access to training, knowledge, practice, and, you know, you need to look through key things that will help your business work or your presence, your achieving your destiny, you know, come to actualization. So, I mean, one key thing I could summarize out of it, all these 5 I've mentioned, is financial constraints. Some people know very well how to use funds when given to them, and some don't even have. You know, my mom used to say, wanty, no, getty, no one. What the Bible is telling us today, and it is not 419. Don't believe anybody when they say that chapter, that verse is 419. Philippians 4 verse 19 says what? I will supply all your needs, including the finances to run your business once you position yourself to achieve it.
What you are saying in essence is that you may have financial constraints, but they will be overcome.
Definitely.
Because we want to put it out there. Because somebody said, yes, as soon as he said financial constraints, which means, you see now, I can't fulfill my purpose because I have financial constraint. So is that what you are saying?
Yes, I'm saying financial constraint could be one of the challenges you will face, but that in itself could end up being the littlest, the smallest of your problems, because you definitely can overcome it 100% and achieving your dreams on whatever skill. Yes.
Beautiful. I want us to have our closing statements, right? If there's one word you are going to leave us with about being a woman of destiny, very briefly, what will that one word be?
My question is this. Can I say women can also be our problem?
Yeah, you see now, give her a hand. This is being real. Women can be your problem. Women can be your problem. And why? Why did you say so?
I'm a professional, and we have lady architects working with us. I can bet you, for my experience of 20 years in architecture, if I work with a lady architect, the other lady will not allow you to move. Even women, I was in the cab coming in. He said, me, I'm married, though. Just come and marry your own husband. Don't come and destroy my own. You are putting down a fellow human because you have a problem. He said, don't mind that, that's what they do. Shut up. It is our behavior and our expectation of the other ladies. Instead of you to ask, what was the problem that made her do that? Say, don't mind that. Maybe she thinks this and that. Because already we have been trained, our environment has trained us, automatically you always put down the woman. The woman is always at fault. If there's a problem in the marriage, before you say, she doesn't want to marry him maybe because she feels she's owed any more money than the husband. You don't even ask, are you sure she's the problem or the husband that is not even any more than the
So women are not supportive, is what she's saying. Is that true?
We are always derogative in every situation. Just look around. As I'm coming in, she thinks the woman is fine. Be like this. Always complaining about your fellow
Give
women.
her a hand, John. When is it that people go quiet when people are telling the truth? It's women that are the problems of women. That is why Awesome Treasures is what it is. Because here, we're women who support women. We're women who care for women. We're women who hold up women. We're women who say, sister, you can do it. We're women who climb the corporate ladder, and we don't roll up the ladder with us. I've seen too many women, when they climb up, they will carry the ladder in their hand. That is because I'm good. Who made you who you are, if not God? You make it sound as if you are self-made or you know what to do. Somebody helped you. Help somebody. You know? Women are like a bucket of crabs. Why are we like that? You know a bucket of crabs? If you catch crabs, put them in a bucket, you don't need to cover it. No one is going anywhere. As one is going out, they'll pull it down, come back. I'm not going, but you two, you are not going. But I know that you are not like that, because that's why you're here today. You are a woman who is ready to be a help to another woman. Is another woman who will not want another woman to hold the mic? Is another woman who is not ready to support the vision of another woman? But not in Awesome Treasures. We're completely different. When you enter into a party, who looks at what you are wearing? Who looks at you from top to down? Is it the man? And why are we now pretending that every woman is supportive, you know? Every woman will tell you you are looking beautiful. But we will learn some things we will do. If nobody is telling you are looking beautiful before you leave home, you look, hey, Port Harcourt woman, get it. You look at the mirror and say, Imeo, you are not bad today. You are looking good, you got it. That's it. You get to church, nobody is talking to you, and you're getting, they don't greet me in this church. Greet yourself now. Olajumoke, good morning. No, how are you? I'm fine. Give her the mic, Jare. Women do it, but you are not that kind of woman. If you were like that, you are leaving it in this hall. Give her the mic.
I want to talk about the obstacles, and I want to generate it from my life. One of the obstacles, or the major obstacle that I've seen, is as much as we can blame everybody, is ourselves. We limit ourselves. We allow the things that we hear to constrain us and keep us in one position. And I'm going to tell us categorically that if you do not dig deep and find what it is that you're called to be in this life, you will coast and you will not live. You'll just be existing on the terms of everybody else except yourself. And finally, I want to admonish our big mommies and aunties. For me, I think there's something
which I'm not a big mommy.
And aunties and sisters and myself. I just want to say that the place of mentorship, whether in church or in the workplace, I find it lacking, because a lot of
no clapping points.
And if this would be a source of mentorship for a lot of young ladies, whether professionally or in the church, right from the young age, it's a welcome one, and God bless you.
Fantastic. So she said, the person you look at in the mirror is actually your problem. You are the one who is telling yourself you can't do it, therefore you can't. Simple. 2, we need mentorship. She's saying something we all know. There are no mothers in the land. There are no fathers too, but well, you get what I'm trying to say. There's nobody saying, I want you to be great. You know what a mother is? A mother, is there anybody who has a child here who does not want the child to grow? You like the child to stay short, because if they grow tall now, they'll be competing with you now. Or you don't want your child to be rich, because you know if they're rich, you'll be richer than you. That's the meaning of motherhood. You mentor someone knowing fully well they're going to become greater than you. If they like you or they don't, after they're great, that is their problem. A mother will still glory in knowing I am her mother. Either she acknowledges me or not. If she acknowledges me, good. If she doesn't, God knows. Do you understand what I'm saying? Can we become like that? Can we truly become mothers? It is the pride. If you tell me you are a mother, I've had people say, I'm a mother in Christ. Everybody they're mothering, they're dwarfs. Dwarfs. If you go to the church that the person is supposed to be mothering, there are 3 people in the church, 10 people in the church, and I say, she's my daughter, he's my son. You know, if indeed you are a father indeed and a mother indeed, I will see the status of those you mentor. They are giants. Giants mentor giants. Queen mothers mentor queens and kings. What kind of a mother are you? Okay, somebody was going to say something there.
I was going to talk about mentorship as well. I was going to mention 2 things, mentorship and then fear. But for the part of fear was just to admonish each and every one of us, because I had fears going into my own life's purpose. And for fear is just the excitement without the breath. I mean, if it's natural and normal to feel scared when going into your life's purpose, but you know, see fear as the energy, that energy you need to take the next step. If it's not worth it, you won't feel scared. Thank you.
But my question is to Mrs. Mina. You run an entrepreneurial platform, and you mentioned finance being an obstacle in us for us achieving purpose. I would like to ask, on behalf of myself and a couple of other people here who have that same challenge, is there a way we can source for funds for our small businesses? Is there a way we can get money to grow it to the point that we want it to grow? Because it's such a major challenge. I keep pushing, I keep moving, knowing that, okay, this is what God really wants me to do. And I'm making
I'm going to intervene there. I'm going to let a banker talk because, sorry, I know but I'd like a banker to talk because I know there's some things for small businesses and women. Thank you.
Well, right now I know that a lot of the banks are giving funds, SME funds to small MSME funds is available, the NADEP fund that our President, Goodluck Jonathan, just launched, 220 billion naira, that's what they say. So you can approach some of the banks. I can even do free ad here. I know Diamond Bank is doing, they've done one to one of my students. And some other banks, microfinance banks, Agric Bank, the Bank of Industry, we also consult for some of them. SMIDA has some programs, there's Smart Fund, there are a lot of initiatives by the federal government through which you can access funds. Even the UWIN, I'm sure some of you heard UWIN had got some grants through UWIN. But most especially, I want to tell you this, as a trainer and also as an ex-banker, the first thing is this, purpose. Fulfilling your purpose, finance or money cannot stop you from, never stop you. Because I've actually started or run businesses that did not put on a dime. There was no kobo on ground. All I did was put my ideas together, got people who were interested in that idea, they brought the money, I had the idea, we ran the business, and it was super. So if I had stayed back thinking it is money or funds I need to start, I wouldn't have started that business. So first, discover your purpose. What problem you're going to solve. When you discover that, put it in a good plan, business plan, where people will see the idea. Even if you walk to a bank right now, they will want to see your business plan. So you don't need to wait for the money to write the business plan. Sit down, put your ideas together. Consult people who will help you. All right? They want to see that idea is what people fund or sponsor. No bank will give you money, even if they have the money. No finance house will give you the money, even if you had money. Even your parents, your friends, will not give you money when they are not too sure of the idea. So the first thing is the idea. What is the idea? Is it solving problems? Is it bringing about a need? Before we talk about money. Now, when you start the business, you can now find it very easy to access funds. Why? It has a history. They now know that there is a track record. It's doable. It's workable. Like I tell my students, it is difficult in Nigeria. I've practiced. Now I am training. It is difficult for them to give funds to a startup. That's the truth. That is the truth. But we could support if I believe in that vision and I know you have the capacity to run it. I could give you the money, but it's at risk. I will do that.
Can you give her a hand? Can we have your final, what you'd like to leave us with? We're going to, what she has said, you need to actually pay for that kind of advice. People don't fund startups. Yeah. You need to know how to write your business plan. And the truth is, money is called provision. That's why I went after what Stamina said. No, any financial constraints will never stop you from doing anything you have to do. Provision, the word pro means for. Yeah. Vision means vision. So provision, money is for the vision. Money goes towards strong ideas. You want to say, what is it that you are doing that nobody else is doing? And what are you doing differently? What is your USP, your unique selling point? Why should I fund you when you're doing what everybody else is doing? What is different
What
about
change
what you
are
are
you
doing?
bringing about?
What change are you bringing? You know, what is your niche market? Are you creating a blue ocean? Are you doing it in a new market where nobody else has ever done it before? You understand what I'm saying? So that's a problem with many women. You know, you won't believe I've been, how many years in business? 94, 20 years in business. I'm yet to meet a man who will proposition me. I know it's because I'm very ugly and I'm living with it. It must be because I'm ugly.
What I'm saying.
No man has come to me. One was gay, one was very gay. I found out later. You know, after I thanked him for being so nice to me, I discovered that he's gay. That's why he doesn't go with women. But no man has ever come to me. Why do you think? One day I was talking to and I deal with all kinds of people, you know, because a building is over 100 million and co, my fellow architect. So I don't sell female products. So men are my business associates. Do you understand what I'm saying? Are you there? You're still happy with me? Yeah. 300 million house, 1 billion, that kind of thing. Usually men are the ones with those kind of monies. And they said to me, we won't talk rubbish with you because you have too much to offer. Did you listen? Too much to offer. You will only talk sex with a woman when all she can offer you is sex.
Yeah.
But they are afraid to say rubbish to me because you will lose my friendship. And you don't want that because I offer you much more value than rolling in bed with you. Before you go in front of a man and start saying, why is your own business different? Or are you just saying because you're a woman and your weave on is long, they should have mercy on you and give you the contract? This is the problem we have. Another obstacle, any fine woman, even ugly one, and I've never seen an ugly woman, once a woman smiles, she becomes fine. So the reason why you think you're ugly is because you're always frowning. Smile and you see that you're actually fine. So there is no woman I've ever seen in business who has not been accused of sleeping with a man who gives her work. You know what we call that one? It's called noise of the marketplace. It's noise. God is your justifier. You do the right thing, the truth will come to light.
We need to understand one thing, that with God, all things are possible. Sadness or problems or challenge, and I need to correct an impression. It's not that financial constraint will stop your vision. I said it is a challenge, whether I would like it or not. It is a challenge people face, you know. And what makes you, you know, say you have overcome is your ability to overcome that challenge. You cannot run away from that in business. But the point we are making is you will overcome it. Okay? Now, with God, all things are possible. Whatever happens in the night, joy always comes in the morning. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sister Mina. The last words.
It is important that we as women, we discover our purpose. Because without that, the essence of our living is just nothing. And without women discovering their purpose and affecting their communities and the society, we will continue to have the restiveness, the crisis, economic things, and that we have. So if every woman here understands and knows their purpose and starts affecting, impacting our world, we'll have a better world. Thank you.
No. What you said is so profound. Who remembers Rwanda 20 years ago? Do you remember? Neighbors killing neighbors. 800, how many thousands people dead in how many days? 100 days. The Rwandan parliament now is 65% women. You know why? No woman sends her son out to go and kill another woman's son. We will sit down and discuss it and come to an understanding. You understand? When they send women to the peace table, they can be there for 3 days, but they will come out with something that will not lead to war. But when we send men, they say, bomb it, blast it, because they're at home. When Ebola comes, whose daughters die, whose sons die? Whose children cannot go to school? Who is at home now with the children? Is it the men? Are you here or are you not here?
We are here.
When there is war, when there is famine, 75% of those affected are women and children. Yeah. The apathy is enough. It is enough of women being laid back. They said charity begins at home. They did not say it ends there. Are you listening? You are responsible to your community. Anybody who is old enough to be called auntie is old enough to be a mother. You can mentor someone. You need to take responsibility for one person or the other. Without you women, Port Harcourt will not change. There will continue to be one crisis after the other until the women of this city begin to arise and forget your differences, forget your church barriers, and come together as one and ask God to bring a change in this city. We were coming back with our program because we have something called the National Women's Prayer Summit in Lagos, where we've been praying for the last 6 years for the country. And I've been prophesying about these things before they started happening. It's there. You can get the tapes. Boko Haram, terrorism, churches being bombed, it's all there. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Women of Port Harcourt, arise, you sleepers from the dead, and let Christ shine on you. You don't have to have a bishop's mantle to do what you are called to do. Do you understand what I'm saying? Yes. It is about function and anointing and not title. I deliberately do not have a title. I was born again 30 years ago. I do not have a title to let you know you can do what I'm doing. Do you get it? I've been forced into ordination, done this, done that. It doesn't work. When people don't know what to do again, and I'm speaking with the bishop, they say, okay, architect, I don't know, anything you like. People call me SJ, people call me Sis J. It's not about, people who are wise will respect you for what you carry, regardless of the title you have. And I know we are wise women, so I'm secure enough to go titleless into any situation. Because when God begins to move, you have no doubt as to who God has sent to you. Iro.
Thank you very much, Ma. I just want to leave a word of encouragement to every single woman that is sitting out there. But I just want to encourage you that wherever you are, there is a solution and that there is a plan. Just stay focused. I cannot stress moral character enough. You know, when we look at it, that is the beginning of your problems. You are not kind, but you want God to be kind. You are not fair. You do not give justice. You are not forgiving. You are not good. But you want the goodness of the Lord to be on you. Let us be real. We're in God's presence. Let's be real. You know, and that is the Genesis. You want to prosper. But first of all, go back up. Hebrews 13, verse 5. He actually says, before God repeats himself 3 times, he says, be of good moral character. And then I will not leave you. But we want to rush to the I will not leave you. We forget the before. So I just want to leave that with you and then just encourage your spirit. And then there was some, I was going to initially jump in when Auntie... when Mrs. Itonyo was talking, Auntie Josephine, when she was responding to Emily's question about finance. And I was going to say, there's this song that says, what's that you have in your hands? I can use it and I will make it great. So you don't have to have everything. If it's 2 clients you start with, if it's your family, if you are making clothes and selling to your sister, then your sister's friend is coming and your sister's friend's friend, before you be looking for space. So don't wait. Don't say, oh, I have only 10K. God, you put this 10K in my hand. Make it great. And I will use it. So please, just take that word. I don't have to wait. It's never always going to be great. But Dangote, if you see the loans that Dangote has with banks, I'm telling you, you'll be happy that he's a big man with big man problems. So don't look and say, oh, he's a billionaire. He has loans. He takes loans. So that's what is in your hand. And let God make it great. Thank you.
Wonderful, wonderful. I want you to join me to celebrate Mrs. Josephine Itonyo. You sit, we're celebrating you. Can you rise? Ovation, ovation. Look at what they've told you.
We are not used to it.
You will be used to. When you come to Awesome Treasures, we do it the Awesome Treasures way. After that, then when you come back again. So are we celebrate Mrs. Josephine Itonyo, celebrate Mrs. Mina, and celebrate Iro, who said I rushed. When you feel rushed, what it means is that it went well, isn't it? So can you give them a hand? Can you give them a big we love you? And say it now, we love you. Thank you very much.
So I came all the way from Lagos to attend this meeting because this is my first meetup and it was awesome. I wanted to stay till 6, but now it's 7 and I'm still here. So lovely. I really enjoyed myself. It was powerful. Mrs. Adenowo, she actually spoke and it really touched me and I was really touched by the words. So I'm so happy I'm here today, notwithstanding the time. So it was awesome.
I came here with expectations to see how women can really impact the lives of other women, and that I got more than that from here. And basically what I'm taking out of here is the possibility to add value to people around me and to be a better person and to be a woman of destiny. Awesome. I have never met her. I saw her on stage, but I feel like I know her. She's the kind of woman that we need in this country to enact change, and I'm hoping to meet her, to learn more about her and what, just to pick her brain and know what makes her tick, so I could be a better person to myself, my family, and everybody else around me.
Wonderful. The impartation is none to be reckoned with, second to none. I'm happy I came. Even though I'm a Christian, this is awakening. A new me is born. Something has also awakened in me. And there is no time that I sit under the tutelage of Pastor Jumoke, or Sis Jumoke as she loves to be called, that I don't get something new. Very refreshing, I must say.
Everybody cannot be your mentor. And I am going to officially ask her to be my mentor today, because I have actually come in contact with, I was just thanking God during the prayers, and I'm like, thank you, Jesus, for bringing me to, I don't know why you told me to go. I had to take a flight down, I kept asking myself up until yesterday, why did you have to